I have to ask you about Gulag Archipelago by Sołżenicyna that speak to this very point. There's so many layers to this book. We could talk about it forever. I'm sure in many ways we are talking about it forever. But there is sort of one of the themes captured in a few ways that was described through the book is that line between good and evil that runs through every human being. As he writes, the line dividing good and evil cuts through the heart of every human being. During the life of any heart, this line keeps changing place. Sometimes it is squeezed one way to exuberant evil, and sometimes it shifts to allow enough space for good to flourish. One and the same human being is, at various ages, under various circumstances, a totally different human being. At times, he is close to being a devil, at times to sainthood. But his name doesn't change, and to that name we ascribe the whole lot, good and evil. What do you think about this line? What do you think about this thing where we talked about if you give somebody a chance, you actually bring out the best in them? What do you think about this other aspect that throughout time, that line shifts inside each person and you get to define that shift? What do you think about this line? Are we all capable of evil?
Well, you know, the cosmic drama, that's Satan versus Christ. It's like, well, who's that about? If it's not about you. I'm speaking just as a psychologist or as a literary critic. Those are characters. At least they're that. Well, are they human characters? Well, obviously. Well, are they archetypal human characters? Yes. What does that mean cosmically and ontologically? I don't know. Like, is the world a story? Maybe.
But the way stories are often told is the characters embody a stable.
Those are unsophisticated. Not great literature, though. It's very rare in great literature. What you have in great literature generally is the internal drama, right? As the literature becomes more pop, I would say, the characters are more unitary. So there's a real bad guy and he's all bad, and there's a real good guy and he's all good. And that's not as interesting. It's not as sophisticated. When you reach Dostoevskian heights in literary representation or Shakespearean heights, you can identify with the villain. And that's when literature really reaches its pinnacle in some sense.